They are kicking things off with Orange Cassidy and Swerve Strickland for the International Championship, with Orange Cassidy week by week becoming more and more of a mummy with all of the tape over his neck, over his back. I love this story that this dude is just like he's Kenny that gets killed on South Park and just keeps coming back every week. And finally, it's going to be like the most mundane injury that's going to keep him. Like it's going to be a hangnail or something that just is like, I can't do it anymore. I'm broken.
It's a wonderful story of like a guy basically like, you know, surviving basically his way through these latter months of his AEW title run. I mean, I watch a match like this and I wonder, it's being built up so well that I really hope he gets a big stage where he finally drops the title. And really, what could be a bigger stage than Wembley Stadium? But that's a long ways away. Can they tell this type of story for that long?
Yeah, and I don't even have like with Jade Cargill, I think so much of it was, well, who is going to beat this woman? Who do you build up? And I think this story is so unique that you could have done it with Swerve. I also think you could do it with almost anyone that the story is that this guy is not at 100%. So it's going to be the person that happens to be in the ring with him when this guy finally hits empty on his gas tank. And that person is like, they're going to be the questionable champion because you beat such a diminished champion who is the most fighting champion we've ever had.
If there's ever a way for Danhausen -1 to ever win a championship, like it would be this Orange Cassidy title run. At the same time, he's built this thing up so well. You do want to give the value to, you know, a top level heel, and perhaps Swerve is that guy.
Or QT. One of those two.
Okay. Where's QTV, by the way?
No, I don't know if it's been picked up yet. Maybe
in a hiatus.
Yeah, maybe
Collision exclusive.
Maybe that was Chris Licht's last decision as the head of CNN before he got turfed. Very busy day today in media.
Oh,
yeah.
What? Oh, okay. Wow. I didn't even hear about that.
So Orange Cassidy, he spins on the shoulders into a Rana, hits a stun dog onto Swerve, and he was working for the spinning DDT, and the audience starts getting into the near falls. There's a Rana, and Orange goes to hook the legs, but he can't because the right hand that had been smashed into the post is giving him problems. So this right hand is this debilitating injury that has never recovered. So all of the opponents find a way to destroy his hand, and Swerve just took it and smashed it into the post. And his grip was affected by this, and just completing covers, he couldn't do this because of the hand.
Wouldn't it be so sad if he can't even do his lazy thumbs up?
I mean, he probably couldn't at this point. Have you ever really damaged your hand? It's a killer.
I mean, I'm sure I have. I don't remember the particular. Yeah, I remember like I was playing dodgeball in like when I was like 13, and I basically smashed the finger. So yeah, had a cast on it.
When I was like 8 or 9 years old, I was playing baseball. I was playing softball, and a line drive came for me, and it was to my right, and I put my hand out to stop it instead of my gloved hand.
Oh, what? Why would you do that?
I don't know. I was 8. And dude, it hurt so badly. Granted, I was 8. I was probably being overly dramatic, but
were you feeling brave? Like you were gonna,
it was instinctual. Like it was coming at me, and it wasn't on my glove side. So I just put my hand up, and boom, it hit. And I was like, oh my God, hurt.
We shouldn't play sports.
No, I retired that day. So Swerve then, Prince Nana gets onto the apron, and Swerve runs into him, and we get an orange punch and beach break. And when Swerve kicked out of this place lost their minds. Everyone bought this as the finish. And I love this because number one, it's a great near fall spot, but this plays into the story. Like none of his offense is as effective. Like the orange punch is not, it's like a 40% version of it. And he can't even properly grip the leg. So he's trying to get him up for the beach break. Like this is not a 100% Orange Cassidy. Like all of his offense should have less impact than usual.
He's winning through pure will. Like his will is allowing him to pull off these moves, but they're not allowing him to finish them because of one thing or another.
and resorting to tactics that he needs to. So he gets faked out, and Swerve kicks out his knee, hits the Swerve stomp, and this was another giant near fall. And I could have seen this being the ending here with this Swerve stomp. And he goes for the JML driver. It's countered, and both go back and forth. Swerve tries to grab the jeans for leverage, but Cassidy counters and rolls up Swerve and grabs his trunks and gets the pin at 15:46. And they emphasize that Swerve is complaining, but he tried the exact same thing as the idea here that Cassidy was just giving this guy his own medicine, but also like he had to resort to this because he did not have an answer to get out of this. I love this match. I thought it was so fun. If you're watching these title matches, like it's a different story each week, but they all tie in together. And to me, it's maybe my most compelling thing that I'm enjoying at the moment in AEW week to week are these title defenses.
Yeah, I certainly think Cassidy's is the best title reign in AEW. I might go as far as to say, at least for my watching of professional wrestling, maybe my favorite title reign in professional wrestling right now. And that includes a Roman Reigns title reign that really is just more kind of like, famous because of length and quality, but in terms of activity, in terms of consistency of quality, this Orange Cassidy reign is only getting better and better and better. And that's just the nature of this particular type of story. The more injured he is, the more you're going to think a challenger like Swerve is going to have that much of a chance of actually taking the belt off of him. And it creates these wonderful near falls. It creates these wonderful opportunities for a babyface like Orange Cassidy to overcome the odds. I mean, he's been kind of like telling this injury story for quite some time now, and it still feels fresh. And much of that this week is because of Swerve. I think these two have fantastic chemistry. Today, they just seem to pick right up from where they left off with the Battle Royal. Technically, I think these two allow each other to become like the best in-ring versions of themselves because they're both incredibly athletic. In terms of character, they're both very unique personalities that feel like they're both kind of lifted out of like a comic book or a movie. Swerve is just your horror movie type of villain. I thought his charisma was outstanding in the match. And Cassidy, his anti-charisma is just as impressive. He's like your everyday slacker who kind of like Shazams into this like incredible wrestler. And I thought like the lingering of back and forth between the hand injury to the back injury was really well told. And I also love the way that they justified Orange Cassidy's cheating. He's becoming more and more desperate, and so he's resorting to heel tactics. And it's a great way to shape and carry on the story.
So as Orange Cassidy has survived the match, the Mogul Embassy run down to attack Cassidy. The lights are out, and in the ring appear Sting and Darby Allin for the second week in a row to save Orange Cassidy, and we would find out where this is going later in the show.
Yeah, I really do think Swerve is the guy to take it off of him. Now, I also want that to happen on a big stage, and unfortunately with something like Forbidden Door, I don't know if you're going to get that big stage until Wembley. Again, can they drag it out for that long? And will it be Swerve by that point? I mean, I certainly hope so, but let's see if they can tell that story for that long.